Hi, my name is Geoserver. I am part of the development team for the GlobalAtlas, and I work for Mazda Institute in Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates, one of the partners for the GlobalAtlas initiative. This is a tutorial on the basic setup of Geoserver in order to share geographic data over the web. This tutorial is based on the Geoserver documentation available through this website here. Geoserver is an open source software server written in Java that allows users to share and edit geospatial data. It's designed for interoperability. It publishes data from any major spatial data source using open standards. The first thing to do is to download the Geoserver. For that, you need to access the Geoserver website, enter inside the downloads area and select the stable release. Then download the format according to the operating system where you want to install it. There are versions for Windows, Linux and Macintosh. To install, follow the instructions, and I recommend also to use the documentation. After install the Geoserver, you need to configure it. This is done through the web administration interface. So, access the web administration interface using the address http host port/geoserver. If the Geoserver is installed in your local host using the port 8080, by default, the address should be http localhost port 8080/geoserver, as is stated on the slide. The default login and password is admin for login and Geoserver for password. Of course, for security reasons, you should change the password. Here, I would like to explain you how the setup works with a shapefile. First of all, you need to copy the shapefile to the data folder that is inside the Geoserver installation folder. After that, log into the web administration interface of Geoserver and you will have a menu on the left side of the web page. In order to publish the shapefile, you need to create a workspace, a data store and a layer. A workspace is a container used to group similar layers together. You can separate data by project, for instance. The data store will establish the connection to the data source, shapefile in this case, and the layer is used to configure and publish data from data source. I will explain you now each of these steps in more detail. To create a workspace, you just need to select Workspaces on the left menu and then click on Add New Workspace. For the new workspace, you need to define a name and a URI, that is simply a URL to the project. To finish, click the Submit button. To create a new data store, you need to select Stores on the left menu and then click on Add New Store. Then you need to select the type of data source you wish to configure. For this tutorial, the type is shapefile, so you need to click on Shapefile. In the next window, you need to fill up fields with the path to the shapefile, the name you want to give to the data source, and some description. You need also to select the workspace you created previously. To finish, click the Save button. The last part is to publish the layer. To do that, you need to select Layers from the left menu and then click on Add a New Resource. After that, you need to select the layer you want to publish from the pull-down menu, and in the next window, you need to click on Publish. Then you need to fill up the form with the necessary information. The most important fields are the name, the title, the coordinate reference system, and the bounding box. Fill up those fields and click the Save button. You can also use specific symbology, and for that, you need to go to the Publishing tab and choose different style on the default style field. You can also preview the layer you published by accessing the layer preview from the left menu and then select the format you want. If you choose, for instance, Open Layers format, you will see the preview on your browser. You can also configure the different web services used in Geoserver. For that, you just need to access those services on the left menu. You have there 3 services supported by default: Web Map Service, well known by WMS, Web Feature Service, WFS, and Web Coverage Service, WCS. Inside each one, you can enable and disable and also configure some options and metadata. Before the end of this tutorial, it is important to let you know that you can also have a service called Web Processing Service, WPS, that allows you to provide some complex analysis capabilities. You can, for instance, publish the time series data and process this data using the WPS web service. For that, you will need to install the WPS extension available on the Geoserver website. For this tutorial, I used the shapefile format as an example, but there are other formats supported by Geoserver that you can use, like GeoTIFF, PostGIS, among others. You can find all the information you need on the documentation of Geoserver. The documentation is very easy to follow and understand. For any questions, use these web addresses for more information, and you can also use the email potentials@irena.org. Thank you very much for your attention.